President Obama's rising in the polls. Really good poll numbers recently. In one of the polls, he was Pew Research Center, USA Today, had him at 51%, but that's a bit of an outlier. All the other polls have him even higher. For example, Bloomberg has a new poll that has him at 55% approval rating. Now, what's really stark is the difference between him and the GOP. As you see there, GOP's down at 35%. That's a bit of a disaster. That's a 20-point lead. That's an open-handed slap, boy. So GOP's in a lot of trouble, so I'm sure that they'll turn around any second now. Now, on the issue of how to continue to do budget cuts, the sequesters coming up, et cetera, well, they asked Americans, hey, do you prefer the Obama method and the Democratic Party method of doing some tax increases as well as spending cuts? 76% said we agree with the Democratic way of doing both, right? And only 19% agreed with the Republicans that it should only be spending cuts. That's a devastating number. Only 19% saying spending is the only problem, okay? Now, what's interesting is that when you ask Republicans, they don't even agree with the Republican Party. 56% say that there should be increases in taxes as well as cutting spending, and only 42% say cut spending only. So they're in a world of trouble there. Now, that's not the only issue they're in trouble with. They're also in trouble when it comes to immigration. Pew Research Center has numbers on that as well. 50% agree with Obama's approach, which would include a pathway to citizenship, and only 33% agree with congressional Republicans. So another sizable lead for President Obama over the Republicans. So you would imagine that the Republicans would learn their lesson. Well, we now go to Bob Goodlatte. He is actually the top Republican in the House in the Judiciary Committee, where immigration reform would go through. Now, other Republicans have said, oh, no, we understand the lesson of 2012 and how we got our ass kicked by Latino voting. So, okay, we're going to do pathway to citizenship. Well, the most important guy in the House, the guy who would either introduce it or not introduce it in the Judiciary Committee, says, I don't think so.
Do you favor an ultimate path to citizenship for these people?
I do not. People have a pathway to citizenship right now. It's to abide by the immigration laws. And if they have a family relationship, they have a job skill that allows them to do that, they can obtain citizenship. But simply someone who broke the law came here, say, I'll give you citizenship now, that I don't think is going to happen.
Wrong again, Bob. First of all, it is going to happen. Second of all, before it happens, you are going to crash your ship right into very treacherous rocks. You're going to go, Obama got 71% of the Latino vote. And you're going to antagonize folks even further now by saying, no, you keep working for me. I might let you stay in the country as long as you're working under terrible conditions, but you don't get any citizenship. Hey, man, have at it, Hoss. In fact, he's so serious about this. Listen to this quote that he said. He said, when Reid, of course, the Democratic leader in the Senate, says there has to be a path to citizenship, I wonder whether he's serious about doing immigration reform. You have to come at this with a willingness to look at all the options and find the common ground. When they ask him what the common ground is, he says securing the borders and cracking down on immigration. But wait a minute, that's not immigration reform. That's what you guys have been pushing for all along. He thinks even discussing a pathway to citizenship isn't serious. He won't even discuss it, okay? Have at it, Hoss, have at it. You're going to destroy your own party. You apparently you're so thick-headed, you can't see the very obvious. This is the kind of guy who, after a tsunami's already hit, and we all know how it works, he sees the water receding. He's like, oh, that's really cool, and he starts walking towards it. No, dude, it recedes, and then a freaking huge wave comes and crashes on top of your head. But what's his real motivation? Well, this is the part I love. Watch.
You're going to have a program that assures those farms and those processing plants that there will be workers, because if you give them legal status, they can work anywhere in the United States. They're not going to necessarily work at the hardest, toughest, dirtiest jobs.
Oh, you see that? He's like, oh, yeah, hey, I want immigration reform so they can stay here to do the toughest, dirtiest jobs we have. Those farming corporations and the processing plants, well, they pay my bills. They give me campaign contributions. So don't get me wrong. I'm not kicking them out of the country. I just don't want them to have any rights. And I want to have my sponsors be able to crush them. Now, if they become citizens or even have a pathway to citizenship, which, by the way, even under the Obama proposal would take 13 years, almost twice as long as indentured servitude. Not good enough for Bob Goodlatte. He says, well, then how in the world would we abuse them? Well, thank you for making your position incredibly clear. Good luck in the next election.